What up, it's your boy Cam with another episode of Tossing the Riff Salad. Today I'm feeling like writing something inspired by Kublai Khan because I saw them recently and I am still stoked on it. Up and down, baby! Up and down, baby! This is the first time I've ever seen Kublai Khan live, and man, was it insane. If you haven't seen Kublai Khan live, you need to go as soon as you can. Since I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew since seeing them, I'm gonna go ahead and write something inspired by him. I had an idea for this rhythm that I think could morph into a bunch of different drum beats that I think would be really, really cool. Which I think would be really cool if it was like a dun 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 dun, and then maybe morph into a kind of like backbeat, two-steppy style beat where it's like dun 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 dun, which would morph into a really cool breakdown, I think. So let's see what we can come up with. What tempo do I want to do? All right, looks like 160 might work. Let me get some little placeholder drums. What do we have here? See what we can come up with on the bass here. I think that it should start on bass. Damn it! What is this stupid ass key for force legato? I'm gonna like write this riff with the bass and then follow it along with the guitar afterwards. Bam 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 bam. I kind of like that. It's simple. We'll see what we like on the guitar. What I'm going to go ahead and do is just copy and paste that bass lick, and then we'll work on the guitars. All right, what am I even playing? I need to record that. That could be cool. I just want this to be heavy. That's all I want. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do for the intro, but let's go ahead and track these guitars here for the two-step bit. And then we'll see, we'll go from there. Maybe goes into a 4 on the floor before we go into that breakdown. Get those two shitty takes. All right. I think we should go into the 4 on the floor thing. Yes! Let's do like a That's kind of cool. Let's just keep going and see what we find. Okay, so maybe that's an idea. All right, so I've been thinking about this a little bit, and I think what I'm feeling is the reason why it doesn't feel too Kublai Khan yet is that I need a breakdown at the beginning. There's not enough breakdowns yet. All I'm doing is two-step. Just get out of here. There needs to be a fucking breakdown. What am I even doing? Come on, give me the breakdowns. That's a good start. Let's fool around with the rhythm here because I'm just doing chugs. But of course. So I'm trying to come up with a rhythm here for a breakdown, and I feel like just doing the drums and just coming up with a kick beat is actually helping me out more than noodling around on the guitar. Sometimes drums come first in a riff. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, I think that's actually gonna work out. Alrighty. I think I'm almost there. Alrighty, that took fucking way longer than it needed to. Alright, so I took a little break and had a sandwich. Where am I at here? Let's do some chokes. Try and transition into this ending breakdown here. Let's go ahead and put in a tempo change, of course. Let's go down like 15 beats. I think a really slow, very sparse breakdown would be sick. Also be a really good opportunity for vocals, but something I may look into doing on this channel. All right, how are we going to transition into that ending breakdown? Let's see here. And then we go into the breakdown at the end. Oh. All right, I think that's long enough for that ending. Let's drag it. All right, I think we have a good base for the riff, but now we need some extremely long 808 hits. I think I have an even longer one than that. So I have one that's even longer. Let's see what that sounds like. All right, let's get the medium bass drop here because we don't need the long one. The long one's for special occasions. All right, so I think we have a good bass for a Kublai Khan song here. I'm gonna go ahead and finish editing and add about 150 bass drops, and then we'll come back and take a listen.